Hey guys, this time on Deep Junk, we're going to be working on this Matchbox 61 Ford Ranchero. It's the Falcon Ranchero, the compact, first built in 60, and they, excuse me, used a compact Falcon base for the Ranchero from 60 to 65. These cars were pretty cool. They were built just not too far from my home up north of me in Lorain, Ohio. I've never had a compact Ranchero. I had the larger or the mid-size Ranchero later on, but these would go in their production. They started out as a full-size car, like the Fairlane 57, 58, 59, went to a compact in 60, and then in 66 went back to a mid-size car, the Fairlane, and then turned to Torino, which was LTD2 later on. I think they were in production constant from 57 to 79, pretty much, where the El Camino had a little pause there in their deal, but they built the El Camino longer till 87. So this car, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. It was up on the table. You might have seen it in the background before, and then I'd seen a couple of videos, and it was how the one that really was really cool. This Falcon, they had used Shelby parts and stuff from 65 GT350 in the front end, and then had it set up with a Windsor motor. It was really cool to run on the street, yet you could fling it around on a race course. That's going to be kind of the idea for this build. Matchbox put such a, let me find here is a interior tub for it. Look at the wheel tubs in the back of that thing. That's damn near a Pro Street style tub in this from Matchbox. The underside. Now I've worked on this car a little bit, but that I didn't work to get that tire in there. That fits in it and inside the fender well. No cutting, no muss, no fuss. Only thing I did to these, I don't know where these come from, but I had to cut the axle down to make it narrow to fit. Same thing with the front. Fit straight up in there, right inside the fenders. Just had to narrow up the axle. All the lettering under here I've sanded off. You can still see shadow of it how you can. I've already made a drive shaft for it. Bit the tires. Messed around with some styrene and glued it up under here and bent it around at a curve. Making a chin spoiler for the front, and then yeah, there, those three holes that are where the license plate would be. Using, like this, if this would be a fiberglass bumper, we could open that up there to either get more air into the radiator, or maybe some kind of a oil cooler or something might be back there behind that. The wheels looks like kind of a Krager, but no, if you look at it close, it's more kind of a torque thrusty looking, so we might do something with those to kind of take some of the chrome look off of those. I don't mind a polished ring, but a torque thrust should have like an argent spokes in it. In the interior tub, I've already put a hoop in for roll bar. And this one will fit in with the glass inside. So we'll drop a couple bars back into the bed, and then a couple door bars inside. And dashboard's decent shape, like what it should be. I don't know the exact scale. It doesn't say on this car, but it looks a bit small. But to have those those wheel wells that big, and it had the standard wheels on it, so to be able to put this kind of a wheel and tire up under it, that's just that much more ahead for me. So we'll get started on this thing and go ahead. I'm gonna have to add some more besides the drive shaft. We'll do an exhaust under this and stuff, finish up a roll bar, do some more detailing, do the front, get the front done. I'm not sure about that spoiler. It put it that low because it hides that big block there where the post comes through. So without the chin spoiler, you have that big block there. You could paint it black to try to hide it, but I kind of like the idea of this. We could fling this thing around on a road course. We could put it on the street, you know, whatever we want. Okay, I'm working on the interior a little bit. We've got just some black wash thrown in on the seat and some dash detail, steering wheel detail done there. I did the door bars, and those are just set in place. They're not glued in yet. Those actually pass through the seat. Would be a pass-through design to the hoop. Of course, this only works when a seat isn't going to move. The back doesn't have to fold down to get people or stuff in and out of the back. You know, if the seat's fixed, it would you could pass one through, and a lot of guys would do that just to keep the door bars and stuff way up high and out of the line of sight of the side window. Two, it'd be easier to get in and out of the car. So we got that stuff going, and the down bars from the hoop to the back are cut, and then there are 2 holes in the back window for those to pass through to the top of the hoop. What else we got going? Nothing much here. Make a new shifter for this. That little black paint in there, and getting ready to paint some black. I did up towards the transmission there. We've got 2 holes. I've got some round styrene that'll fit in there, and we'll use that as exhaust and come out. It'll dump before the rear wheels. Alrighty, next up is a little bit of paint work. We've got the interior tub is going to be the bed portion is going to be black. So we've got that masked off and ready to go. And the one little piece in the body, it goes right in that notch where it fits together where the post is up on the body, is body color. And I really want it to match the bed, so I'm going to go ahead and spray the inside of the bed of the truck there. The truck all covered up, down in black paint, and then affixed to something for me to hold on to the chassis. Alright, getting a little bit more done on the Ranchero. We've got some black on the chassis. The transmission tunnel there, I made a shifter. Resembles like a sequential shifter. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in a car or had a chance to drive one with a sequential gearbox. It's fun, you know, race car kind of stuff. Got the chin spoiler to do yet, and some front end detail. Grill, do the bumpers and that. Body, not much there, just that little black tip out where our post underneath. Did that to match the bed, because we did the bed floor in the black. Got that little cap there, a chrome cap in the floor. That's for our fuel now, because race car, we got to have a cell underneath. We can't fill that stupid tank, you know. See, the door bars are in and painted black. We got black steering wheel, black steering column. There's a little black underneath on that dashboard, and a big tack hanging off the dash. The hoop is black, and some wash on that seat. I think it looks grungy, but once you get this thing in there with some windows in it and stuff, it kind of adds a little detail. So I guess maybe I guess, I don't know. Alright, getting a little exhaust work done on the Ranchero here at Deep Junk, when only the best will do. You make it look like this. These are just plastic, some round styrene that I found on a 25th scale model. Cut up. I needed something that, you know, about the size of what 2.5, maybe a 3-inch pipe would look like under this thing. it does gonna sit low, so I don't want it to sit too low where this shit drags. But I want it bent out at the wheels. I don't want it hanging out over, past the rocker where you trip on it, and I don't want it aimed directly back at the wheels. These will still yet have they'll be more straight coming out, and then they'll have a jog over and then out. I've got the bumpers painted in just some flat aluminum. I'm going to clear coat those to give it like a fiberglass bumper kind of look. And we've got to get that painted up front and get our chin spoiler back on. The fabrication skills are this is not my best work. There's my rough template. I'm a great fabricator. I fabricated some of the greatest bullshit stories ever in high school to get the girls to go out with me. But I've got exhaust on and turned out. Hollowed out the ends of it. A little detail on the oil pan and a sway bar, transmission. Interior's all done. Got the tack hanging there on the dash. Got a little detail up on top of the defrost vents, and looks like a speaker grill. Main hoop and the door bars. Got our back window cut. Popped a couple holes so I can get the other downs to the chassis in the rear up through the window without losing our rear window. Just a little bit of detail on the body. So, yep. Just about ready to pop this thing together and see what she looks like. Already all finished up. I've warmed up to the color with the wheels and the stance and stuff. It looks good, even though it's not a Ford color and it's no color that I would ever paint the car, but it's looking good. The exhaust peeking out in front of the rear wheels, the chin spoiler up there, and the down bars, give it a little attitude. That front bumper with the air holes in it and the chin spoiler, blacked out grill. I think it all kind of ties it together pretty good. It is something that I would drive, and I'm a Chevy guy. Kept it simple underneath, real simple on the exhaust. I didn't get too crazy into there, and a drive shaft. But when you're keeping the paint, if you're not changing the color, the next thing would be the wheels, your big bang for the buck. And then the rest of the detail kind of gets lost inside of it. You almost have to have it in your hand to even see the door bars in there or the tachometer. It's just one of those things. That's why I try to paint cars lighter colors so the detail on the body doesn't get lost in blacks and dark blues and stuff like that. So that's it, guys. I thank you for hanging out with me and checking it out. I appreciate all the new subscribers coming on board. You guys came out in droves for the truck challenge, the shop truck challenge. I appreciate it. And I want to say thanks again to all the viewers and all the builders who took part in it. I appreciate it. I do have one more thing before I get out of here. There is another challenge coming up. Our friend over at Diecast Outcast has put out a challenge to all the builders on YouTube. It's for October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so he has a Paint It Pink challenge, and the challenge is designed to bring awareness and keep awareness of breast cancer in the forefront. These cars, the rules are pretty lax, pretty simple. Just got to be pink. The car can be painted pink. It can be a two-tone with pink in it. It could be a pink stripe. It could be pink lettering. It could be Spectra Flame pink. Your call, whatever you think. All you'll need to do is email him and let him know that you are in if you would like to be, because so you can have a head count. And it is diecast_outcast@yahoo.com. Now it's diecast_outcast@yahoo.com, and of course Outcast is with a K. So If you want a little bit more information, you can go over to his channel and check him out. If you haven't, checked him out already, go over and he's got a video set up explaining it. And with that, guys, I will say goodbye and see you in the next one.